Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing with you some of the most frequently asked questions that I receive about branding. Now, I really love this topic. Graphic design and branding is so close to my heart, so I want to share with you some of the questions that I receive on a daily basis so that I can give you some insights into what branding truly is. Okay, so the first question I always receive is, what is a brand? Now, a brand is anything related to your business. So this can be your name, your tagline, any graphic elements, your logo, obviously, color palettes, typography, even the way you voice yourself towards your clients and your potential customers. So that is anything that is revolving towards your business. It's anything that creates personality for your business. Okay, so secondly, what is branding? So branding is basically the process of creating and establishing a brand. Why is it important? So creating branding and establishing your brand is really important for your business, as it will place you within the market. It is the way that you target your audience and how your audience truly knows they are interacting with you as the brand. We can take, for example, lipsticks. There are so many companies all over the world who sell lipstick as a product. However, each one of them are marketed completely different. They have to find a specific niche and target directly towards those niches. Since lipstick is really the same product, they need to find something that makes them special as a brand. And that is where branding comes in. It's where the strategy of a brand comes in, and also the brand identity. How are they being differentiated from within their competitive market? Lipstick is a very competitive market. However, most of the successful brands still stand out, and their branding is what gets them there. I also get the question, I have a logo, isn't that enough? Isn't that a brand? And as sad as it is to say, having just a logo is just not enough. A logo does not mean you are a brand or you have branding. A logo, if done wrong, can completely ruin your brand. It will target the wrong audiences, and it will just not have the success that it needs to have if done professionally and well. So your logo should actually come after a brand strategy. What are you trying to sell? Who are you trying to sell it to? What is the voice you're trying to communicate to these clients? All of those things need to be taken into account. The strategy is really important behind the logo, and only after you've developed a strategy can you move on to defining your logo. Branding is so much more than just your logo, and I feel like a lot of businesses still need to realize this. Investing into your branding, which is the whole corporate identity, and staying consistent throughout your platforms, throughout your entire brand, packaging, websites, all of those things, social media, it's so important to stay consistent and to have an entire branding for your company. That's the only way your brand will reach success. It doesn't help you just have a logo and just smack it on everything, and then the logo isn't even a good logo or doesn't actually represent what your brand stands for. That is why having branding and a full branding is so important. Next, people always ask me, can't I just design my logo in an online logo maker? You can, that's the point. You can make it there, but honestly, it's going to look average. You're not going to stand out from your competitive market. You're probably going to look exactly the same as everyone else in your market, and you're not going to reach the intended client audience. So yeah, it's really important that you invest in your branding. I cannot tell people enough how much investing in your branding will actually help your business. It does sometimes seem really expensive, but I do believe that that is the first step you need to be taking when establishing a business or even when rebranding a business. It's so important to invest into your branding and making sure that you stand out within your competitive market, that you are voicing exactly what your missions and values are through your branding. You need to remember that you are paying a designer a certain amount because they have the expertise. An online site doesn't really have that personal touch and expertise that you are looking for. You're paying a designer for a reason, and there is a good reason behind that. It's really important. Next, I get the question, how long will it take to develop my brand? And this can be anything from 2 weeks until like 2 months, depending on how efficient your designer is that you're working with, depending on what you need. Do you just need a logo? Do you need a full corporate identity? Do you need a website? All of those things add to the time frame of building your brand. The last question I'm going to be discussing today is, what is the timeline of building your brand and what does it look like? So typically you will start with doing some research about the brand, telling your designer everything that they need to know, and you will build a strategy. And if you don't have a strategy in place already, that will be the first step. That will be, what is your mission, your vision, your values, all of those things to really determine who you want to target and what you want to do with this brand. Then if you already have a brand strategy, you will move on to step number 2, which is usually your logo design. Now here we usually, depending on the designer, will have a process of logo design. So they will typically send you a mood board. That's what I do. I send the client a mood board just so that I understand that I am on the correct page with the client about what we are aiming to do with the logo. And then after they approved the mood board, I will typically move on to creating some variations. Depending on the package, you will typically get anything from 2 to 4 logo variations, which you can then choose from. Once you've chosen them, you will refine them. Also, once again, depending on the package you choose, how many refinements you can adjust to this logo. Then after the logo is set and final, you will move on to the corporate identity, which typically involves all of the business cards, email signatures, letterheads, Facebook setups, and all of those things. And yes, once that is done, you will typically move on to designing a website and building the website. So those are all of the questions I'm going to be answering today in today's video. If you guys liked this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment down below if you would like to see a video like this defining more about why is a logo important, frequently asked questions about website design, logo design, or anything specific. Please comment that down below. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye guys.